Welcome back to Emilee's Paper Caper. This week for Artisan Journal Prompt 2024, Patty has challenged us to use a toothbrush, a toothpick, and a sponge. So that made me think those things would go well with my gel printing plate. So I've cut up some white cardstock and pulled out some old paints. Some of them may work better than others, and I thought, why not create some gel prints, and then I'll use them when I create my artisan journal page this week. So we're first just going to have a little bit of a play, and we will use those items. The pink paint doesn't look so hot. We're going to use it anyway. We're going to try to use it anyway and just see what we get. I have not used my gel printing plate for some time. See, it's all goopy. That paint just isn't a nice texture at all. That's okay. We will still see what we get. And I'm going to put a old phone book out, some place for the brayer to go. Let's use a toothbrush to make some patterns here. Let's just go ahead and see what we get with this icky pink paint. Totally okay if it's not great. Interesting, huh? Maybe when it dries it'll look a little better. We'll set it aside to dry. Let's put some of the purple down. Purple looks like it's a lot nicer texture. And I think the toothbrush maybe I didn't make aggressive enough marks. So let's see how this works now. I pushed down a little bit more. There, that's much more vibrant. I think maybe this pink paint, it's just gonna go in the trash because it was not behaving at all. Let's go with this yellow ochre. Let's try the toothpick this time. We're gonna do just some random doodle swirls. We'll see what happens here. Kind of interesting. After these dry, we can go in and do a second pull as well. Let's go ahead and do a second pull on that ochre. Sometimes that makes interesting designs. Yeah, and then it started to pick up some of the purple that was underneath it. It's interesting. Let's put some of the green . I want to daub some white with a sponge. Ooh, that looks neat. Let's go back with some white. It's gonna make kind of a variegated color, I think. We're gonna go in with some green. Interesting. Let's do a little bit of, let's do some more toothpick designs, a little more aggressive, and let's put some toothbrush in there too. Okay, let's see what we get this time. Whoa, that's really interesting. Let's try some purple on the sponge. Quite interesting. I cut up quite a bit of paper, so let's go back to white. The toothbrush to spread that purple around. Let's see what this gets us. Now, I don't know how I'm going to use these papers on my journal page, my artisan journal page, but I'll think of something. I'll wait and see what all of these prints look like and what I'm inspired by. I might see a pattern. After you start to get several different colors going, you end up with multiple colors when you pull the print. See, I've got purple, white, and the green in that one. Kind of cool. Let's keep playing here and add some of the yellow this time. We're gonna use the sponge. One thing's for sure, gel printing, you get a little messy, but it's also very fun, so it's okay. See, I've got other paint colors on that toothbrush now, so that's okay. It makes the gel prints turn out really cool. I'm making more gel prints than I can use on an artisan journal page, but that's okay because I like to use them in other projects as well. So That's another reason why I cut quite a few papers here. Oh, that's cool. That's really cool. Now this pink one has almost dried, and it was not a super successful print. I didn't think so, because I didn't think the brush strokes came out on it. So we're gonna push it onto this and pull up what's left and see. I think it'll be a lot more interesting after I print on it one more time. See, now that interests me. That seems very interesting to me. Let's go back to purple again. We're going to move this around with the brush, the toothbrush, and then we're gonna dab it with, I'm gonna make some little polka dots with the sponge. The sponge has all kinds of different colors on it, so we're embracing that. Quite interesting. Let's do white. Some purple. And we will spread it around with the sponge. And now let's go in with some toothbrush. We like the variety. Okay, let's see what we get this time. Gel printing plate is only 5x7. I've always been satisfied with it. I have toyed with the idea of getting a larger gel plate, but I've not done it. I tend to use my gel printing plate just every once in a while, and I'll just do a lot of prints at one time. It's a little bit messy, but gosh, is it fun to play with. I'm interested to see what everyone else does with the prompts this week. Toothbrush, toothpick, and sponge. As soon as Patty said those things for this week, I thought, gotta get out the gel press. The gel printing plate. Oh, cool. That's fun. I may go back in again after that dries, maybe I'll go back in with some white after that dries we'll do one layer on everything, and then after my paper's dry, I can always go back. That's interesting. I don't really like it. Definitely needs another pull after it dries. This is interesting though. Let's do another pull on it. Sometimes the second pull is better. We'll see. Yeah, that's interesting to me because you can see some of the purple and yellow and even some white, although I think that's just the paper showing through. It's kind of nice. An interesting thing you can do is use stencils on your gel press. Let's try this. We're going to add some texture back here with the toothbrush. Then we're going to put the stencil, and let's see what kind of a print we get with this. Don't know if it's gonna work or not. Yeah, that's interesting, isn't it? Now let's pull this off, and let's put another piece of paper down and see what the opposite of this looks like. I think that's very interesting. You can see the toothbrush in there a little bit. Ooh, I got too much paint that time. There's enough paint for 2 pulls. Goodness. There's some paint on this stencil still, so let's see if some of that paint that's on the stencil will come off and then the yellow through the stencil. It's just an experiment, just for fun. Might not work. Let's see. Didn't really work, did it? That's okay. Let's remove this stencil. Let's get another piece of paper. Let's see what we get. See, once again, the second pull to me is far more interesting than the first. Still had a lot of paint left there. Let's do some toothpick. And some toothbrush. And some dabbing. Oh, interesting. Let's put the green paint on the toothbrush and see what happens. Oh, that's pretty cool. Now, I had this one from before. It's one of the first pulls I did today. I'm just going to see what paint I pick up with it. It's a little more interesting. I think it needs a third pull though. Let's add some more green. And I'm really liking the swirls with the toothbrush. I think it's interesting. Maybe some white as well. Let's do a third pull with this one, because see, it has two pulls. I don't like it yet. Maybe now I'll like it. Huh, I covered a lot of those first two pulls up, but I like it now. So that's good. Okay, there's still quite a bit there. Let's get another one that's been drying. This one, I don't know if you remember this one. I didn't care for it. Maybe I'll like it more after I pick up some paint that's on here. Let's see. Yeah, I like it better. I like it a lot better. I still have some more papers. Let's keep going. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool pattern there. Looks like we have 4 more. That blend of colors, it's interesting. I feel like it needs something brighter with it, but maybe I'll leave it because it is interesting. That's really interesting. I like the blends of colors there. A couple more. Let's just see here. Give a little sponging. And then we're going to add some yellow paint with the toothbrush. Some brighter color there though. Let's see what we get. Interesting. Got 2 cards left. Let's pick up what paint is left over here. That's interesting, isn't it? There's still some paint here. Let's just use it. Out really interesting. Well, I've got quite a mess to clean up here, but I will do the cleanup off camera. But I want to show you all the pulls that some of them are still drying. But there's a wide variety for sure. All thanks to Patty's suggestion to use a toothbrush, a sponge, and a toothpick. What do you think of these results? Do you like to use a gel press? If you do, what are your favorite techniques? I'd love to hear from you and answer any questions you might have. Later this week, I will make the journal page for Artisan Journal Prompt, but I will be using these gel prints in some way on that page. Keep on scrapping and paper crafting, everyone.